Hey everyone, Tyler Labens here. Welcome to yet another installment of Real Life How To. Today what we're going to do is have a little fun with Chroma key. What's Chroma key? It's commonly referred to as green screen. You know, when you go to the movies and you see Sylvester Stallone, he's doing the slow motion run and the incoming missile's coming down behind him and it hits the hut, and just as it explodes he's diving off into the water. You know the scene that I'm talking about. So we're not going to have quite as fancy a production as Hollywood might come up with. You know, they're spending millions of dollars for every special effect that you see. What are we going to spend? We're going to spend $10.97. That's right. I've got a green screen recipe for you for $10.97. You might have to add a little tax in there, but that's okay. And maybe you got to get a roller, because as you can see, we're making a green screen right here. Now this is what it takes. Excuse me. There it is. There's our green screen in a can. Now you can get green screen paint online for about 75 bucks a gallon. But we've narrowed it down. We've got the recipe for it right here. If you go to Home Depot, you can get Bear paint and you ask for Sparkling Apple. That's the color that you want for green screen. Sparkling Apple from Home Depot in the Bear line. And make sure you get interior flat. But here's a little secret. I'm hollering to you, so I don't know how much of a secret it's going to be. You go to Walmart and you ask in the paint department if they would cross-reference Bear's Sparkling Apple interior flat, and they can. And the reason I'm using this is because Walmart was out of the base color, because you can go all the way down and get this color for $10.97. And the brand that you use is Walmart's Color Place. Color Place interior flat for $10.97. And it's the same thing as this. And I'm going to show you how simple it is. Excuse me while I turn my back to you. We got a roller. My wife has given me permission to paint this room. Well, actually, no. I might be stretching that a little bit. I don't have permission to paint the room. I have permission to paint this wall, and we're going to have a little fun with green screen, but this is all there is to it. You put a couple of coats on so it's nice and rich and you don't have any color bleeding through. That's all it takes, and you have produced a green screen. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish painting this, and while I'm painting, you can go make yourself a sandwich. I'll be right back because it's not going to take me long. I gotta let it dry, so I'll turn on a fan, and when we come back we're gonna see what we can come up with. So we'll see you in the next video. Hang tight. Okay, we're back. Say, while you were taking a break, I painted a couple coats on this wall. So remember now, it's Bear Sparkling Apple is the color name. Now you don't have to use Bear, you can if you want. It's found at Home Depot, but it's Bear Sparkling Apple. And what I was going to tell you too is that you can go into Walmart, I mentioned this before, and you can tell them you have a Bear color that you'd like them to cross-reference, and you want it in the Color Place paint. Color Place interior flat is $10.97 a gallon. So you tell them you want Bear Sparkling Apple in Color Place paint, and this is what you're going to get. And now make sure you do 2 coats. There's a couple things that you want to be sure of. Make sure the paint is good and dry. You noticed in the first part of the video when I had a little bit of paint on there, it was real funky looking. There was a lot of reflections. That's because I had just put that on. It was wet. So you want to make sure that your paint gets dry through and through, and then there won't be any sheen or any, you won't be doing battle with reflections. Remember, you want to have good lighting. The lighting that I have something directly behind the camera so that any shadow I cast is behind me. Now you might see a little peeking through, but this isn't a Hollywood production, and I'm not Sylvester Stallone, clearly. So anyway, also I have a light on each side of me. Now these can be halogen shop lights, they can be your living room lights. The biggest thing is you want to make sure your lights are balanced so that they wash out the shadows. You can see there's shadows when I stick my arms out, but they are pretty minimal when I'm just standing talking to you. So those are things that you want to keep in mind. There's one more thing. if you have any outlet covers or anything on the wall that you don't want to paint, you can also get duct tape that's this green color. They have this at Home Depot and at Walmart as well. I have a couple of outlets here. So what I do, I just put a little bit of tape over them and they disappear in the green screen. So that's it. That's all there is. Put a couple of good coats of paint on there so it's a good rich thick color, nothing bleeding through. Balance out your lighting as good as you can. Have fun with it. It's not a big deal. But if you're doing any kind of marketing, if you have a product, you can have pictures behind you while you're talking, or you can have a mountain scene, anything you want. It's just a lot of fun. What it does, it helps set you apart from the rest. There's a million videos on YouTube. It's kind of fun when you have something going on in the background. They don't all have to be that way. They don't all have to be a production, but just remember, it's okay to have fun while you're doing this, and obviously you don't have to be perfect in everything that you do. So, with that said, I feel like I should take a break. I mean, I worked hard. I don't know what you were doing that whole time I was working, but I painted this wall. I had to go and get the paint, and I had to get the roller, set it up, and paint a whole 10 by 10 area. Woo, that's a big job. You know, I think I deserve a vacation. If I could just be, maybe if I could be on a tropical island, wouldn't it be cool if I could just... Whoa! This is awesome! It actually works! I'm in the tropics! Oh, does that smell good? Love that salt air. Wow, that's just nice. But you know, if I would have known it was going to be that simple, I think I would have snapped myself up into northern Minnesota or Wisconsin to do some bass fishing. Because I'd love to be on the side of my favorite lake right now. Oh, that would be good. I wonder if it would work to just... Yes! This is great. Well, I am definitely going to go out and do a little bass fishing. Yeah. And I could do some walleye fishing. It's getting dark now. I mean, when it's dark, that's when the walleyes are biting. But I will say it's kind of creepy being out when you're on the lake at night, or even just standing here when it's dark out like this. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know what that was, but I might think twice about going out on the lake. I don't know. I think I'm going to call it a day. Say, listen, I hope you had fun with this little tutorial on green screen. Remember, it's Chroma key. You don't need any fancy equipment. Pretty much any video editing software, the stuff that comes with your computer, most of them have a little tick box that you can check for chroma key and a slider that you slide left and right for saturation. I think that's what it is. I'm not a editing guru. I just know how to go ahead and dive in and have a little fun with it. I don't know if it's, you don't have to adjust your gamma, alpha, delta rays or anything like that. It's just click that box and slide it around, have some fun,